What's going on, peoples? It's your boy, Jason. Jason Torres. Something like a rapper! That's right. How's it going, everybody? I'm on the road here, heading home from a long, hard day of work. First off, I want to say thank you to my man upstairs, Mr. G.O.D., for blessing me with this job. So that way, as I'm earning money online, if somebody comes up and says, you know what, you need to get a job, I can tell them, dude, I got me a job. And I also have this. Aha! And since I started my financial breakthrough as of June of 2012, it seems as though my life has been, sorry, some cars merging in the lanes without looking. It seems as though my life has seriously just been flipped upside down in a good way. The title of this video is Negativity Doesn't Mean, well, I'll work on the title. I gotta think of a better title, but basically this video is based on negativity and the concept of that, and I wanted to touch base on that. These are just some thoughts that I've been having as you know, as I'm going through the day. You guys gotta know my story. You gotta know my life in order to understand where I'm coming from. Just last year, this time last year, I had been struggling. My wife and I had been struggling. We had been getting hit with negative balances on our bank account. I think it's March now. I think it was around March of last year when we first got on food stamps. And we seriously were in a financial bind, you know, living in a house, paying utilities that we couldn't pay for, wondering how we're gonna eat. You know, that's why we had the food stamps, but you know, food, they only gave us a certain amount, and I eat a lot, so it was really hard, real difficult. But anyway, I wanted to touch base on the topic here, and the topic's on negativity. Now, I was thinking, you know, why is it, first of all, that I didn't believe I could make it? Because here's the thing, when I first joined back in June of 2012, I basically had what you would consider a normal mindset. You know, I was thinking, no, this is not gonna happen. I'm just gonna try it out. And my thoughts were that, you know, this wasn't gonna work, but I was gonna try it out anyway, you know. And it, you know, for the first few months, I didn't make anything. You know, it wasn't until August when I really started to make money every day. And I was thinking, like, why did I think originally that I couldn't make money online? And once more, why did I bother if I knew it wasn't gonna work for me? Well, you know, it's March 2013. I'm looking back on it now, and I'm thinking, you know, I made $14,000 from online, you know, from this alone. How the heck, you know? And then there's people that have emailed me, commented on my videos. There's a lot of them that have made it work also, but there's also a lot that haven't. There's a lot that, you know, they're asking, you know, what's the secret? What did you do? And guys, I tell you all the time what I do. So the question is, how am I any different? The truth is, I'm not. Well, no, I take that back. I am different in the fact that I'm consistent, you know, and I'm not any different than you guys because I also dealt with negative thoughts. I also dealt with discouragement. I also dealt with, you know, serious doubt. I started making $100 and I'm like, yeah, well, this is probably as high as I can get. There's no way I can make more. I've seen days where I made $300. Seriously. And a day, in one day. And I'm like, after that, my whole disbelief system was out the window. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, alright, we're talking about negativity. I wanted to say this one thing, this one quote. You guys can quote me on this. Just because you don't think negatively doesn't mean negative things will not happen. And my thought process on that is this. I've gotten a few emails from people who have told me that, you know, basically some severe hard times, you know, that they're talking about, like this one woman is taking care of her sick husband, you know, and she's, I don't know if she's disabled, but, you know, she doesn't have a job, and she's taking care of her husband. And, you know, there was another email that I got, you know, another woman, similar story, but a few details were different. But I mean, I've gotten quite a few emails with people who are telling me that they're seriously, you know, in a financial crisis, and in their moment of desperation, just like me, they found this, they stumbled across this, and they came to reach out to me to find out, you know, hey, how can I do this? How can I get what you're getting? And here's the thing, guys. There's a difference between negative events happening to you versus negative thoughts. Now, a lot of people will start trying to make money on the internet, and they won't see results right away, and that alone is a battle, you know what I'm saying? They won't see results right away, and in the process, they got negative thoughts hitting their head. So they're in a negative situation because they're struggling financially, but they're also battling negative thoughts. Now, negative situations will come and go. I had my channel terminated twice in the midst of me making $100 a day. Negative events will happen. See what I'm saying? A lot of people who are promoting businesses online and all that good stuff, their businesses get attacked. Like email marketing, you know, those things get attacked, shut down, so on and so forth. So negative events do happen regardless. You know the phrase, you know, the question, why do bad things happen to good people? Well, that's what I'm talking about. Negative events happen to people. But that's not the killer right there. That's negative events. The action of something negative happening is not as deadly as a negative thought. And I want you to think about that. I want you to pause this video and dwell on that. This is serious gold right here. Negative events are not as deadly as a negative thought. And I'm talking one negative thought. And let me explain that. Something bad can happen to you. Like for instance, I had my channel, okay, in December my channel got quote unquote terminated, right? I could have, and I had a negative thought attacking me. I could have gave into my negative thought and gave up. But no, I appealed it to YouTube. YouTube investigated, they put it back up. In January, mid-January, channel got taken down again. Again, I mean, once it happens once, that's an experience. When it happens again, you're like, crud. You know, that's even more negative thoughts I was battling. But instead of giving in, again, I appealed it to YouTube. YouTube investigated, they put it back up. And, see, those events are, you know, they are bound to happen to people, especially when people are being successful. But that didn't stop me. I could have given in, I could have stopped. The negative events did not stop me. What can stop me is what I allow to enter in here. Anything negative that enters here. The external is one thing. A negative event is something that's on the external. But something that happens externally isn't as dangerous as something that will happen, something negative that will happen internally. So you can be faced with something bad happening. That's why I'm actually going to go over 10 minutes for the first time ever. Woo! That's why you hear, I don't know if you ever had this happen to you personally, but I've known people that they deal with like a tragedy in their life. They lost a loved one or something. And I go to them, or I'll, you know, see them or whatever, and they have a smile on their face. Someone has a terminal illness, and they got a smile on their face. You know? Now, obviously, I mean, you don't know what they're dealing with on the inside. They could be you know, scared and all that. You know, pretty much they're human. But there are people that they won't allow a negative event to affect them personally, because what happens on the external is not as important as what happens in the internal. The moment you buy into a thought, that's when everything changes. The power of the mind is more important than the power of the body, or the power of your circumstance, I should say. The power of the mind is more powerful than the power of your circumstance. So I could have given up, I could have been discouraged, but I'm back, I'm here, I'm still striving, I'm still succeeding, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, people have bragged on me. People have said, you know what, in fact, there's a few videos going on about, you know, testifying about my experience. And they're like, I can't believe he's still at it. He's still up, he's still doing it. You know what I'm saying? And the reason for that is because I'm not letting it in here. I'm not buying into any negative thoughts. So this is something for you guys to understand. If you want to succeed, then understand this. You may not see your financial blessings right now. It may not be in your circumstance. It may not be in the external right now. And that's okay. Because in that moment of time, that is your negative event or circumstance. But if you allow that to become a negative thought that seeps in, then you failed. You haven't failed if you're not seeing any money, but your mind is positive, believing that you're going to make it happen. Look at one more thing before I end off here. How many stories have we heard, and I forget names and all that, but how many stories have we heard of people in poverty here in America that have turned their lives completely around? What about Akeela and the Bee? The story of that, you know, what about that? What about, what's his face? Can't remember it, but Cuba Gooding Jr. played him in the movie Gifted Hands. He was a poor boy with a mom, you know, single parent mom, who worked 2-3 jobs every day. He became the leading pediatrician in the United States. Okay? What about that guy that, you know, was straight up broke, poor, you know, a hobo in the streets, and someone heard him sing or whatever and made him, you know, discovered him. And now he's doing commercials, he's doing this and that. What about, there's one more guy I was thinking of. Man, I can't remember the guy's name now. But there's another guy that became incredibly successful, being discovered in the lowest of places. And for those Christians out there, what about Jesus Christ, who came as a living example of a human that was born to a stable, the most lowliest ways of possible, and became, you know, one of the greatest peacemakers, one of the greatest miracle workers in our time. I'm telling you guys, your circumstance means nothing compared to your thoughts. If you believe it in here, you can make it happen. These guys are coming from poverty, from nothing, absolutely nothing. Oh, the other guy I was thinking of was Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry was broke. Tyler Perry was poor. I think Tyler Perry was out in the streets. What happened to Tyler Perry? He was writing plays. Those plays led him to become one of the greatest entertainers right now. Okay? Movies, sitcoms, not just one sitcom, several sitcoms, several movies. He's raised up a lot of people to become famous actors. Tyler Perry. So these guys are starting from zero. The whole world, everything about it is against them. The odds are against them. Yet, despite their negative circumstances, they did not allow negative thoughts to affect them. Because if you buy into a negative thought, then you failed. And what's funny is, you think, you know, negative events would mean more than negative thoughts, because the event is what's around you, it's what's visible, it's what you can see, touch, you know, it's what you're experiencing. And the thought, you're thinking, it's just a thought, thoughts could be changed, you know, this and that. And yeah, thoughts can be changed. That's how fragile it is. It's fragile, but yet it's the most important, most powerful thing that you have to own. So I just wanted to leave you off with that, guys. We're already at 15 minutes. Woo! But that is powerful stuff, guys. As I'm thinking about it, this is encouraging me. You may be in a horrible financial situation right now, but the truth of the matter is, you have not failed. You have not failed. Do not give in to negative thoughts. Succeed. Succeed. Fill yourself, feed yourself with positive thoughts. Guys, that's all there is. And that's why I've been successful. That's why I'm getting out of my financial debt. And I'm excited. And I'm hoping and praying that you guys will join me. You guys need to join me. All right? So link is below, guys, if you're interested in finding out more information on how to break your finances, how to succeed, and how to, follow what I'm doing. All right, guys. Jason Torres, the blog and rapper. Much love. God bless.